Let us turn to Genesis chapter 1, verse 1 and 2. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. For today's couple of seconds meditation, let us meditate on the foundation of the earth. Yes, Bible says God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was formless and empty. When we move to 1 Samuel chapter 2 verse 8, it says, "For the foundation of the earth are the Lord's. Upon them He has set the world." Yes, God has set the world on the foundation of the earth. This is talking about the foundation. There is a clear foundation for the earth. Further move to Job chapter 38 verse 4. God says, "Where were you when I laid the earth's foundation?" It talks about God laid the foundation of the earth. Then move to Psalms 102 verse 25. "In the beginning you laid the foundations of the earth, and the heavens are the work of your hands." Psalmist says in 102 verse 25, "In the beginning you laid the foundation of the earth, and the heavens are the work of your hands." Yes, let us move to Psalms 104 verse 5. "God set the earth on its foundations. It can never be moved." This is all about foundation of the earth. This Bible clearly says that God has set its foundation. God has set the foundation of the earth. When we connect this biblical theory with science, there are many contradictions we can find. That's the reason I brought this biblical verses before you. Earth spins at its equator 1670 km per hour. It means our Earth, the planet on which we are living, it rotates around its axis at 1670 km per hour. Can you imagine how fast this Earth is rotating around its axis? Then let us move to how the Earth rotates around the sun. Yes, it takes about 365 days to orbit the sun. It revolves around the sun at a speed of 107,266 km per hour. Can you imagine? So Earth spins at its equator around 1670 km per hour, whereas Earth rotates around the sun at a speed of 107,266 km per hour. This is happening for the many years. This is happening. There is no changes. Can you imagine that? Earth rotates at its equator at this speed, or Earth rotates around the sun at the same speed for this many years. Can you imagine? Yes, science says this is the theory of the science. Would you believe it? So this is our choice. Being a Christian, we have to believe that God has set this world on a strong foundation of earth. So this is the work of the God. God designed this galaxy very beautifully. He put all the planets in the right places. God clearly said that it cannot be moved. So that's the reason I said that this is a contradiction. There are a lot of contradictions. So Earth is stationary. It is not moving. Bible clearly says that. Psalms 104 verse 5 clearly says that God has set the earth on its foundation. It cannot be moved. So sun is also not a stationary but in its motion with a speed of 800,000 km per hour. As science says, Earth spins at its equator, then Earth revolves around the Sun. The Sun is also in motion with a speed of 800,000 km per hour. Can you imagine this? For this many years, this process is happening without any change. People would say that this is supernatural power. But even though it is supernatural power, how it is possible to maintain the same speed, the same distance between the planets? So that's the reason Bible clearly says that God created the earth. He has set the world on the strong foundation of earth. It is our choice. Being a Christian, we have to believe theology. Being a Christian, we should believe what Bible says. Yes, God has set the earth on its foundation. It cannot be moved. Thank you very much.